Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be building another one of these small apartments that I have been basing around these living rooms that I built a very long time ago when I was building a furniture store. And so this one is more of a calm and kind of pastel apartment. It's not like, well, yeah, I would say it is pastel, but it isn't like what you typically think of as pastel, because you have this very light pink and kind of teal colors, but at the same time it isn't bright. So yeah, I was just having a lot of fun with this apartment. I really wanted it to be like a very relaxing space. That was like the priority that I had. So I am using this very cute furniture from the Book Nook kit, and I also wanted a lot of light wood tones all over the place. And so I decided that I would have this custom shelving unit here in the kitchen. I didn't end up using any like normal overhead cabinets, so I just have this one that I shoved into this corner counter, and I added a bunch of this really beautiful clutter. Some of it is from the country kitchen kit, and I really just love these tints and the beautiful colors that they have. They are like very soft colors, so that's, I suppose, what I was really going for. Instead of pastels, I was just going for like soft furnishings and soft colors and just a very cozy space that was almost neutral. And I really love how this one came out. This is one of my favorites. The other favorite that I have is the one that I have right next door, that is a lot brighter. That one has like jewel tones, and this is a lot that has a bunch of different spaces. So this apartment building has 4 apartments, but I want to build 2 houses next to it. And I also have, in the downstairs of this apartment, I have this very cool cafe on one side, and then on the other one is a clothing store, so that it also works as the thrift shop and bubble tea lot that comes with high school years, if you would prefer to use it that way. I still don't have this on the gallery because this is going to take me a very long time to finish. But for the moment I have made 2 of these apartments, and in this video I actually finished the rooftop terrace that comes in this building. I haven't been explaining much of what I have been doing. I finished the kitchen. I also made an interesting combination of items. I have some of the utensils inside of a picture so that it looks a bit more custom. And I also decided that I wanted to have an area for music and a frame TV on top of that. And I really like that because I wasn't thinking that the Sims they like to watch TV every now and then, but it isn't like a major thing they do, so they don't have the TV in like a prominent area here in the living room, so they prefer to have like a beautiful painting. And this other wall has a bunch of windows, and that's actually inspired by old apartment buildings in Mexico City. They're kind of like rectangles with a bunch of windows on one side, so that's why these apartments are like this. And I really like how I was able to make them all so different. And the other thing that I did based on Mexico City was that these walls are like concrete. They would probably be painted white, but I kind of preferred the normal concrete look for this one. And I also used this tile. It's supposed to be marble tile, and that's not something that happens much in Mexico in a normal apartment, as you would expect. But it was the closest to the tiles I have seen because of the size of them. We tend to have large tiles sometimes, so that was the closest that I could find. And here in the balcony I am using this very beautiful bench and furniture for the outdoors. I also have a litter box for the cat, and I also included this yoga mat that isn't functional. I don't have the functional ones in my game, but I was thinking that these Sims like to do yoga and relax and meditate, so I decided that I would include that for like storytelling. And in the bathroom I decided to continue the use of these like light wood tones, and I am using this mirror that looks like very flowy and just made me happy to see that shape in here, because I was thinking that it really fit the rest of the apartment, and also that like round fluffy rug also fits what I was going for. And yeah, I decided that in this building the bathrooms could be different, because I was thinking that since the building is so old, many of them have been renovated. So I am keeping the same shower and the same toilets, but the sink is often different. Even though I did decide to have different swatches on the shower, but if you would be playing this as a residential rental, you would only be able to see one of the bathrooms at the same time, because the others aren't visible. So that's what I decided to do. And in the bedroom, I wanted to use this bed because of the colors and how soft and natural it looks. That was something that I really wanted to go for. So I am also using this dresser from For Rent that also has the same like natural textures. And yeah, I really went for a lot of neutrals and soft blues and pinks and greens, so that this apartment would all feel cohesive. And I just wanted to have this very cozy bedroom. The bedrooms are kind of strange in this apartment block. They have this interesting long shape that doesn't allow you to do many things in this corner. So I think that in most of them, I am just adding a closet and maybe a sitting area, or I think one of them has a desk. One that I haven't published yet has actually a vanity that I thought was a cool item to include, and something different that I wasn't doing in the other apartments. And yeah, that's just something that I wanted to make sure that these apartments were different enough from each other, but at the same time that you would still be able to tell that it is the same building. And here on top of this dresser, I decided to add these books. Only one of them is actually functional because it is actually slotted into the dresser. So I think that's the only actual bookshelf in this apartment, but it looks like there's a bunch of books in there, so I was happy with that. And then just next to the bed, I wanted to have a bedside table with some plants, some lighting, and just a phone and key so that it would look realistic. And I think that I did keep this candle because, I don't know, candles are just relaxing in a way. They kind of freak me out a bit. I always think that they're going to catch fire, but I don't really light many candles, so it's not something that I have a lot of experience with. And then I just added some finishing touches, and now we're moving onto the rooftop terrace. When I built that furniture store, which I will have linked down in the description by the way, I decided to have a bunch of living rooms inside the actual store, but I also made these two outdoor living room sets, so I really wanted to include them somehow in this build. And what made the most sense to me was to have them outside. So this apartment building has a few community areas. So downstairs there's a gym, and then on the second floor in the landing there's some laundry, and then upstairs we have this terrace, which is more for get-togethers, and I have like a grill and a bar and that kind of functional thing for get-togethers. I also have like a almost greenhouse area, and I also thought that it would be realistic to have some solar water heaters, so that made sense to me to include. And I actually also have this clothesline. You don't need to use a clothesline because in the laundry area there's washers and dryers. I think I included 2 of each, but I thought that it was a realistic thing to have, and if you wanted to play with the clothesline you could. But this is going to be that greenhouse area. I decided to include these like windows that don't have glass. I don't really know what they're called, but they are very common in Mexico, and I think that would make sense since they are from Jungle Adventure. The Jungle Adventure is a pack that I really like, and one that I was pleasantly surprised with, because I feel that when they do like Latin American inspired things, or just culturally inspired things in general, sometimes there's things that they don't get right, or it feels a bit weird when they are trying to represent so many different cultures. But I think that, at least for Mexico, many of these items feel right, and it has allowed me to make some convincing Mexican areas, some more traditional and some more modern like this one. So I would say that overall I really like it, but I also decided to use the archway from the pack, and that allowed me to include a ladder so that if you needed to give maintenance to the solar water heaters, you could. And I think that's going to be mostly it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and that you will stay tuned for the next apartments in this series. I have been getting so many lovely comments from all of you, and I'm very happy with how the channel has been growing, so I also wanted to thank you for that. I have so many plans for this channel, there's so many things that I want to build and that I am excited about. And if, by the way, you had any suggestions, I would really love to hear about them in the comments. I've gotten some that I become very excited about, and it's just really cool to know what you all are interested in watching. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.